We need to learn to be better communicators, and it should be part of our mission as much as test tubes and Petri plates. And we've done a very bad job of communicating what we do and how it advances health for individuals in the population. We need to learn to do better. We need to learn communication skills if we're able to ask society to provide the resources to support our work, to increase human knowledge and promote public health.
What is your secret recipe for a successful career in science?
For a successful career in science, maybe luck is more important than being smart. And certainly I've been very lucky in my life to be surrounded by people who are inspiring. I've had good mentorship, I've had good colleagues, I've had good trainees. So it's sort of paradise. Now, not 100% uniform, but I've had very good luck. You need to have tenacity and persistence. And one of the things that really is most gratifying is if you can have a consistency of theme. So in my leadership roles in academia, it has been easier for me to promote someone who had, let's say, 40 publications, but were aligned on a single theme, rather than someone who had 150 publications that were scattered around the landscape of science. So I think that's one point. And I also think, personally, I like to work on big problems, common diseases. But there are some people who are very happy working at the micro scale on a rare disease, and you can learn a lot from studying a rare disease that could be extrapolated more broadly. But for me, I like to work on the big problems.
Do you think it's important to find your own niche?
Absolutely. I think it's a very competitive world. And finding a place where you get up in the morning, being excited about what you're doing, and can make a contribution that's substantive on your own, that's important. I think you need to strive to demonstrate, when you're at the transition from early to mid-career, independence. And that requires generous mentors also, who are willing to let you take a problem and elaborate it on your own. And it takes courage, willingness to fail. And as we learn from the technology startup industry, it's important to fail forward. So you learn from where you've had challenges, and it makes you prepared better for the next success.
Why is it important for you to meet and engage with young scientists like you're doing today?
Well, there's several reasons that make an enterprise like this week that I'm spending as the Princess Lilian visiting professor in Belgium. The first is, of course, the wonderful inspiration of becoming acquainted with the next generation of scientists and trying to learn from them. And also, when I descend from the planet Mars and have a fresh look at the presentations, and I heard many of them this morning, I'm perhaps able to look at it with a bit of a fresh eye, a different perspective, to sort of avoid the local biases. And I can maybe, to some small degree, inspire the next generation. Coming to Belgium, my international work, I think, is very important, because our political leaders may not have done the best job of trying to surmount the geographical barriers and to bring nations and cultures and people of different identities together. And I think in science and in medicine, we should have one goal, and that is to increase human knowledge and promote human health. And maybe if we collaborate internationally, that we can provide an example for our political leaders but also really advance the human condition if we work together. So for me, the work that I do internationally is extremely important for that reason as well.
We are living in an era where scientific research faces increasing pressure. How important is it for scientists today to communicate their work to a broader non-scientific audience?
I think that you put your finger on the problem. In my country right now, a lot of the leadership is anti-vaccination. I view vaccination as one of the great advances in medicine and public health in the last centuries. I think part of the problem is that we scientists are poor communicators. We're viewed as being arrogant. We use an arcane language. We try to obfuscate rather than simplify. And we've done a very bad job of communicating what we do and how it advances health for individuals in the population. We need to learn to do better. We need to learn communication skills if we're able to ask society to provide the resources to support our work, which I think is ultimately not only important for the individuals who are engaged in the enterprise, but also to increase human knowledge and promote public health. So we need to learn to be better communicators, and it should be part of our mission as much as test tubes and Petri plates.